I want to bring in Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. Senator, thanks for joining us. Kamala Harris, as you know, is planning to target Trump in her remarks tonight. They're coming up soon. Many of these comments we've heard from her before. Is it the right move, you think, for her to spend these final days talking about Trump rather than what she will do as president?
Well, first of all, I'm excited that she's going to be able to put forward, and I've had a preview of the speech, really what her vision is, and talk to voters directly about how she is going to do what I think is exciting to me as a senator, bring forth an abundance economy that's going to help families thrive and help American prosperity. But you can't help but making a contrast with your opponent. She's going to do it at the Ellipsis, which is the site from which Donald Trump incited rioters to storm the Capitol. Through that attack, as a result of it, 5 police officers died. Multiple senators on both sides of the aisle. We had a bipartisan vote to convict him from his impeachment. This is a reminder of voters of what kind of chaos and conflict he brought. And then when it comes to what he did in Madison Square Garden, just 12 miles from where I sit here in New Jersey, people have to remember that those speakers weren't an accident. They chose those speakers. They vetted those speakers. You look at the social media accounts of some of them, there are plainly racist and bigoted and misogynistic comments in their Twitter feeds. This is what they want to bring to our country again. This is the kind of conflict, demeaning and degrading that they want to do. It's a time that I think Kamala Harris is making the point that we have a president that heals, that brings people together, and that moves our country forward, and very much so. We don't want to go back to that kind of chaos, conflict, demeaning and degrading of Americans.
You know, in response to those ugly comments about Puerto Rico at that Madison Square Garden rally, Trump today claimed, and I'm quoting him now, no president's done more for Puerto Rico than he has. What do you make of that?
I mean, I know the facts. I know the receipts. That's just a lie. So first of all, when they were on their knees from a hurricane, talk to the people that helped lead Puerto Rico. He came and did a demeaning and degrading stunt and fell short of a lot of the promises that he made. But more than that, if you just look at working class Latinos who were looking, again, to make their family succeed, he passed a tax plan that everybody from the Wall Street Journal to the New York Times who's done an analysis of Trump's major signature bill as he shifted money away from working families towards the wealthy. Well, Kamala Harris clearly has a plan with the expansion of the child tax credit, the expansion of the earned income tax credit, with helping new businesses and entrepreneurs with a 10x times the kind of tax expenses that they'll be able to write off. There are so many things that will help working families, Latinos, entrepreneurs, and others. So to me, this is a plain contrast, but there's nothing worse. I just never thought I would see in my life as an American, a president of the United States, and I've seen from George Bush and Reagan to Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, none of them would have ever brought to the White House this kind of hate and bigotry towards other Americans and their countries of origin. Remember, Donald Trump talked about, excuse my language, shithole countries. Donald Trump has demeaned and degraded women. And Donald Trump, in that rally in Madison Square Garden with people that his campaign selected, brought folks who stood up there and talked down to other Americans, in this case Puerto Ricans, who used racial slurs against African Americans and who were so painfully misogynistic towards women. This is really is unbecoming of any of our presidents of the last 50 years, and something we should not, all of us as Americans, should not tolerate in our elected leaders, and most certainly not in the leader of our nation.
Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, thanks as usual for joining us.